IHRS now for a free evaluation and to find out if their PRP 45-minute treatment will work for you. Now there is a solution for any man or woman with any degree of hair loss, and it's all in one place. Call 904-777-IHRS. IHRS has been restoring hair for over 30 years. The staff at IHRS knows what it's like to lose their hair, and that's why they're ready to help you grow your hair back.
Schedule your free hair and scalp analysis today. Call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Here's Linda Beaver.
School's in session, and here's today's lesson. Buy any new vehicle from the comfort of your couch with virtual test drives, payment calculators, and home deliveries. Plus, every new car comes with a 20-year, 200,000-mile peace of mind warranty. That means it'll still be under warranty when you can drive. Plus, every purchase allows us to fund teachers' projects for the entire school year. Your next assignment, get to Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. Your deadline is August 31st. We're here to wow you and our teachers.
Wholesale prices, premium service.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here, encouraging you to go back to school confidently with Tire Outlet. During the month of August, get 10% off any service when you show your student or teacher ID. That's right, 10% off all students and teachers the entire month of August. Just bring your ID. For more details on all back-to-school specials, visit TireOutlet.com.
Wholesale prices, premium service. Tire Outlet.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
One of the best things that happened here over the past year is the arrival of QC Kinetics. Hey, it's Leon Searcy here. QC Kinetics is giving relief every day to folks here with chronic joint pain using the latest advancements in regenerative medicine. They harness the power of your own body healing properties, like in your blood or plasma, concentrate them and apply them to your affected joints. The results can be mind-blowing. These regenerative treatments are designed to repair and restore your damaged tissues so that you can move again without pain. Play golf, tennis, run, walk upstairs without hurting. The success rate is incredible. QC Kinetics is growing now with clinics in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. Folks here are getting real relief with no drugs, no steroids, no surgery. Discover the exciting all-natural, advanced natural options that we now have access to. Thanks to QC Kinetics. It's a free consultation. See what your options are. Now in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. Call 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522.
Some people were made to follow the instructions. We were made to make our own. To always measure twice and never cut corners. Unless, of course, we've got a compound miter saw. Northern Tool and Equipment is a problem solver's paradise. There's nothing we can't find, fix, or figure out together. We're made for this. Start solving your projects today at northerntool.com.
Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, and today's spot is dedicated to quality. You've come to expect fresh, never frozen, quality, delicious sandwiches, salads, and subs from Dandy. When it comes to grab-and-go sandwiches, if it doesn't say Dandy on the front, chances are it was made somewhere else, tossed in a freezer, then shipped in alongside the chicken nuggets. Not exactly fresh and not exactly quality. So the next time you're out and about, stop in at a gate and pick up your favorite and taste real quality while making yours a dandy today.
There are 16 spots in the playoffs and just one track left. Well, not just any track. Daytona. A last chance to keep playoff hopes alive and for fans to experience an event unlike any other. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 26th and 27th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Roland, 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 we're all calling Roland, the toilet's overflowing, oh my.
When you've got a leak and can't wait a week, call Roland Reese Plumbing, 260-7059.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Mom. Looking for a great way for your kids to enjoy sports? Check out I-9 Sports, the way youth sports should be, offering flag football, basketball, soccer, and t-ball in Duval, St. Johns, and Clay County. You can play year-round, fall, winter, spring, and summer seasons with co-ed programs ages 3 to 17. Enter promo code 1010XL to receive $5 off registration. All the details are at i9sports.com.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Famous Automotive Tire and Quick Lube. Next Saturday night in Gainesville, the number 7th ranked Utah Utes come in to take on the Florida Gators. And Utah head coach Kyle Whittingham was a guest earlier today of XL Primetime and spoke about the upcoming matchup with the Gators.
Playing a team like Florida is to get your guys' attention day one. As soon as the season was over, they knew that the next game up was the Gators down in the swamp. And so as far as needing motivation to get them to work hard and focus and concentrate, that's you have very little of that when you got a game like Florida coming up.
Utah head coach Kyle Whittingham, a guest earlier today with XL Primetime. The 7th-ranked Utah Utes come into Gainesville next Saturday night, 7 o'clock kickoff right here on 1010XL. 88 degrees at 6:02. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, all the reports say it was a good one for the Jacksonville Jaguars in Flowery Branch, Georgia, where it was only 82 degrees. And honestly, I'm not even really sure why Atlanta wants to practice at 1. They say they play at 1. They also play indoors. But, that's Arthur Smith. And if that's what he wants to do, he probably figures that, some of those road games, I haven't looked at Atlanta's 17-game schedule, but maybe they have some hot weather trips that they are going to have to take in the month of September. My understanding is that it was a good day for the Jaguars. Again, we'll be checking in with John Osher coming up in just a little bit, senior writer from Jaguars.com. For the most part, nothing but thumbs up, really across the board. Perhaps the biggest story of all, 2 starters returned today for the Jaguars. Really the first opportunity to have Devin Lloyd fully involved. He did work yesterday in a practice that we were allowed to go out and watch at TIAA Bank Stadium. And, he was doing some things team-related, lining up against the former Atlanta Falcon and Aloha Khan, and he looked decent as an inside linebacker. I got to believe right now the most difficult thing for Devin Lloyd is his head is spinning. Trying to catch up with the NFL game speed and understanding all of his responsibilities defensively and being able to do things such as respect your responsibility, your gap responsibility, your fits, able to read keys, whatever it may be, in what is going to be a very complex scenario for the young man week after week after week after week with the changing styles of offense that teams do have. So I guess he had a very big hit today. I think it was on Caleb Huntley. Let me see if I can find exactly. Yeah, it was. Caleb Huntley apparently had a very big hit there. So, I read somewhere that I guess Jeff Lageman didn't have a lot of really good things to say about him as far as the way that he looked athletically or his team speed. I didn't hear the interview, but certainly that'll be a major part of the interview with John Osher and myself is looking at Devin Lloyd. And the hamstring has been there since day one, really since before day one. And he has an opportunity to make this football team that much better. Just get him ready over the next 3 weeks. I guess it's now 2.5 weeks since we're smack dab here in the middle of this week with it being a Wednesday. And yes, absolutely you have to play him coming up on Saturday. So, again, we'll have a full report on that coming up in a little bit. Darius Williams. It's been kind of a slow process for, a Jacksonville native, a man who signed here. I don't know if I'd call it the second wave of free agency, but he wasn't one of those that was signed, the first day or so, like Alola Khan, like Fatakase and some others, Brandon Sheriff certainly. 11 on 11 for him today. So Darius Williams is projected to be the starting nickelback. And to get back now 2 starters, and I understand that by counting Williams, that would actually be a 12th defender. I'm talking about starting nickel defense. And just look at what happened on Saturday night against Pittsburgh. Very first play, Jacksonville started in nickel. And because Shaq Griffin was out, and he returned today, but Shaq was out. You had Clay Brooks on one side with Tyson Campbell on the other. And for the most part, they stayed left, they stayed right. And Campbell, my understanding, had another really good day today, including going up against Kyle Pitts. And if you saw what Pitts did again on Monday night, he is a rare athlete in what he is able to do right now as a tight end. But this comes after what he was able to do against Pickens and what he did there against George Pickens. Yeah, the two played together at Georgia, but Tyson Campbell just continues to put out solid practices and solid games. And, looking forward to talking to John Osher about him. But he's on one side. Obviously you're going to have, when healthy, Shaq Griffin on the other. And Darius Williams, your projected starting slot corner. That was not the case on Saturday night. Again, it was Chris Claybrooks in for Shaq Griffin, and it was Trey Herndon getting the start with nickel. So, overall, a good day, health-wise, for the Jaguars. Foley Fatakase continues to be held out with the calf. And, at this point, why rush it? I say this with confidence. I think they know what he can do. And at this point, it's just about getting him ready to be a part of that base defense where he's going to be on one side and Roy Robertson Harris is going to be on the other. And obviously you're going to have Devon Hamilton right over center. He's going to be the nose tackle. And, for the most part, when they go into their pass rush defense, when they go into their nickel defense, Fatakase is coming out of the ball game. But he's going to have to eat up some of those holes, eat up a couple of gaps and try to jam up tackles and guards. And, the Jaguars, absolutely, in the AFC South, it is the only division in the National Football League where you must run the ball and you must stop the run. Kind of like back in the days of Len Dawson, who left us today. I know he had really been struggling at the age of 87, and he's a Pro Football Hall of Famer. I remember him. Remember the original HBO Inside the NFL? I think it was, and it was like him and Nick Bonacani, and then they started bringing in different hosts. I think they had Jerry Glanville and some others. But Len Dawson, what's really cool about this is that is one of the most iconic photos in the history of the National Football League, and it goes against everything that parents, moms, dads, and coaches tell you about. You can't drink a Fresca during halftime of a Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, and he was ripping butts, man. I think they were like Chesterfields, and it's like one of the greatest. It really is. Like, if you think of some of the Y.A. Tittle photo of him all bloody and muddy with his knees and, looking like his dog had just died is certainly one of the greatest photos in NFL lore. But that is one as well. I'm trying to think of some others that are incredibly
How about
iconic.
Ali standing over?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's in sports.
Who just took a dive, by the way.
You talking about in Maine? Where that fight happened?
I'm not sure where it happened, but it was.
I think it was in Lewiston, Maine. Can you imagine Maine drawing? It's kind of like last week where
in Salt Lake City,
where Usman lost with that freak kick
Yeah, Sonny Liston.
Sonny Liston took a dive in Lewiston, right? Lewiston, Maine? I think that's actually, or it might have been Miami. I think it was Maine. Anyway, I know there was a big fight that did happen there. But, yeah, I'm talking about iconic football photos. The Lynn Swann grab in the Super Bowl against Dallas has got to be one. But I think that would probably be it. You know, if you certainly Dwight Clark's catch, corner of the end zone against Dallas. Anyway, if you have any suggestions with that, feel free to get to us on the text line, which is brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. That number is 641-1010.
Was Miami, by the way, for that fight.
It did happen
Good
in
call.
Miami. Okay. If you have Muhammad Ali's, if you have in order of his fights, chronologically speaking, I want to say he fought in that era in Lewiston, Maine.
Which I'm assuming that's not a metropolis?
Yeah, I mean, when's the last time you've heard anything about
I've
Lewiston,
never
Maine?
heard of it.
And that was boxing, you know, before Don King really took off and before we had pay-per-view. It was an interesting sport, but it was really big East Coast-wise, including, you know, giving New England a fight there with Muhammad Ali. So, back to the Jags. Overall, you know, it was a good day. More progression with James Robinson involved in team drills today. No contact, which I'm going to ask John Osher about. I find that interesting that you can say to 80 guys, you know, on the other side of the football team, hey, he's our star running back. We're trying to get him healthy. You're not allowed to pop him. So, you know, the way that I've read everything, it was team drills, but no contact was involved. I think I told you yesterday. I know I told you yesterday that I thought Tuesday's practice for James Robinson was the best practice that I have seen to date. And I've only missed 2 of these training camp practices. One was the Sunday after going to Canton, Ohio for Baselli getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. And the other is when they changed things up. It was a couple of Monday nights ago when I was actually on air, and they switched it up. So I've seen everything with James Robinson. It just felt really encouraging to see where he is at as far as his burst, as far as his ability to stop and cut. You know, watching him do a variety of different things. I talked about him actually running a sweep. I mean, no one runs a sweep. You got to go back to the days of Len Dawson when you ran a sweep. Sweeps have been gone since what, the mid-'80s? Who's the last guy to run a sweep? Walter Payton? Tony Dorsett? Maybe Eric Dickerson. You know, back in the days, they give it to Franco Harris or O.J. Simpson or Earl Campbell or Lydell Mitchell and say, you know, they give it to Larry Zonka and say, hey, Larry, it's 3rd and 1. Will you pick up that? Will you get us a 1.5 yards? And Zonka, you know, would go right behind he'd go right behind Dwight Stevenson, and I'm trying to think of the great guard. Was it Larry Little? I think it was the Hall of Famer Larry Little. Look at me pulling stuff out. I was in diapers, for crying out loud. I can't remember what I ate 20 minutes ago, but I can give you the Miami Dolphins offensive line from the early 70s, for crying out loud. Who did run the last sweep? Those were probably your guys. Well, James Robinson's running a sweep in practice yesterday. It's not because they're going to run a sweep this year. You can't run sweeps anymore. All right? Safeties are way too fast. Outside linebackers are way too fast. Corners will come up. No one runs sweeps, except for Jacksonville. They were on goal line in London. They give us the Toby Gerhardt. Oh, he's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal. They give us the Gerhardt. Nope. He is stifled at the line of scrimmage. They give us the Gerhardt. It's a sweep to Gerhardt. He's going to lose yardage. 4th and goal. What are they going to do here? I got a prediction. How about hand it off to Toby? The ball goes to Toby Gerhardt. Stonewalled. Jacksonville 0 for 4. And they turned the ball over. So that, to me, was just a way to see what he can do, to see how comfortable he is, to see where his wiggle is, to see where his burst is. And we're not going to see that once we get to the regular season, but I got to believe it was another measuring stick to try to find out what's going on with James Robinson. So a much better day there. All right, when I come back, let's talk a little bit about the defense. I want to talk a little bit about the offensive line. And, you know, Trevor talked after practice. There was some pretty good stuff today. Press Taylor, who you could tell is a head coach in waiting. I mean, he just looks the part, and we see all these younger coaches who are getting hired, including his brother, who obviously just went to the Super Bowl and is actually practicing this week. Cincinnati is. They're hosting the Los Angeles Rams. You can tell by looking at Press Taylor that he's got the look, and that if this offense takes off, even if he's not officially the play caller, that is going to be Doug Peterson, Taylor's going to really move forward. I don't think there's any doubt about that. He actually said some very intriguing things today about the status of this football team, and I found it very enlightening. I think you will as well. So we'll get into that. We'll give you an opportunity to hear from Mike Caldwell, talk a little bit about the Jaguars defensively as well. So we have a lot to cover here over the next couple of hours. Opening comments tonight and each and every night brought to you by Shmunez Vision. All right, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, she is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery, our refractive surgery. You look at what she has done, along with Dr. Neil Shmunez, who has 37 years worth of experience. Combined, the two also have more than 30 years worth of laser eye surgery. I'm going to admit to this right now, okay, because I cannot tell a lie. Last night, I was up late. I was reading. All of a sudden, I just put the book down. I was like, I'll just take a little wink here, and I'll be fine. Well, about 3 hours later, I wake up, and obviously I have to go to the bathroom. If you're 50, I mean, it just happens. You get up all the time at night, and you have to go to the lavatory. But my contacts were in, and I was like, uh-oh. Dr. Shmunez is going to get upset with me. He has told me, and I am to deliver the message to you, do not sleep with your contacts in. It's brutal. And I don't care if your doctor's telling you that 3 day or 5 day. No, sleeping in your contacts is not good. And the example I always give, it's like sleeping in your skivvies. Are you going to wear them again the next day? Hell no. That's not sanitary. It's the same thing with your contacts. Infections, diseases, viruses, you name it. Don't do it. And right now at Shmunez Vision, you could be a candidate for laser eye surgery. Imagine never having to deal with contacts again, glasses again, readers again. I wish I was a candidate for laser eye surgery. I'm not. But I still go to Shmunez Vision for all of my care as far as my eyes, particularly contacts. So they're your one stop. But absolutely, they're huge when it comes to medical and surgical eye care. Just give them a call today. The number's 299-2906, 299-2906, or go to shmunezvision.com. Care. You can see it's a Wednesday. The anticipation grows for Jaguar football. Let's stay with it as we roll through a Wednesday edition of Into the Night.
When you're making plays on the field, it doesn't matter. Are you going to go out there, take hits, deliver the ball, and win ball games for us?
1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
Frank Frangie here. If you're looking for a used car, Nimnik has more than 300 used vehicles to choose from and has the largest selection of GM-certified vehicles in the region. And this month, Nimnik Buick GMC is giving away a $500 gas card with every used car purchase. No catches, no mail-in rebates. Nimnik will hand you a $500 gas card when your purchase is complete. Nimnik Buick GMC, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. That's Nimnik, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Slip and falls can be embarrassing, leaving you in pain and feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. After a fall, document the scene by taking photographs and make sure to get medical attention for any injuries you may have. If you've been injured in a slip and fall accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Dr. George Barry here, and at Barry Orthopedics, we offer comprehensive evaluations and treatments designed to help our patients achieve an active, pain-free lifestyle. At Barry Orthopedics, we combine leading-edge techniques and proven traditional methods provide you with the best orthopedic care possible. Visit us at BariOrthopedics.com, locations in Southside, Riverside, and Orange Park. And check out my Instagram at dr.georgebari.
Hear more from Dr. Bari Sunday morning, 7:30 with Breaking Bones.
Hey, this is Ken with Fifth Element Adjusting. Let my team and I ensure your insurance claim is settled properly. We even helped Jeff Prosser get his roof replaced in 2016.
Thank goodness I had Ken Lawler and his team help me navigate the claim process. They did everything for me, filed it, scheduled it, completed it, and established a settlement. I got my damaged property replaced and got back to my life.
So call Fifth Element Adjusting or visit feaclaims.com. If you're happy with the outcome of your claim, Fifth Element Adjusting will not be able to help you. Ken Lawler, DFS number P213199.
Are you considering improvements to the exterior of your home but dreading the pushy salesman with amazing discounts? Then don't. Call Kohler Homes instead. We provide an honest consultation, then pinpoint the best window no matter who the manufacturer. If you fall for the pressure sale, then you limit your options. Don't be rushed into that contract with a pretty discount. Let the consultants at Kohler Homes help you make the right choice. So visit KohlerHomesInc.com for all your window, door, painting, and siding needs, or give us a call at 904-580-3777 to schedule your free consultation today.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 24, 2008, the star-studded American men's basketball team led by Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Chris Paul win gold in the Olympics.
Hi, Flying Jacko here, sports fans, and believe it or not, Woody's Barbecue's name, image, and likeness value is zooming. Woody's Barbecue has the fallingest off-the-bone ribs and chicken, the moistiest turkey and pork, and the bestest French fries and vegetables. In fact, Woody's has been doing it for over 41 years. For lunch or dinner, the name is Woody's Barbecue.
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do. Let's eat.
Ballou here for Shinatri Chiropractic. You know, I had neck surgery, I have back pain, going there all the time for adjustments, even fell down coming out of the shower, injured my tailbone. Picks me up wonderfully. They're the official chiropractor for JU Athletics. Effective diagnosis and treatment on the lower back or neck pain. If chiropractic adjusting isn't for you, they have acupuncture and dry needling for your pain and tension. What a friendly staff as well. Call them 743-6700 at 2711 University Boulevard.
Hey Gator Nation, Joe C. here. We'll be live at the T-Mobile store in the AUG, US 1 and 312 this Friday with a chance to win tickets to the Gator home game against Kentucky. It's the T-Mobile Ticket Tour, and we'll be giving away Gator ticket prize packs filled with, of course, tickets, plus hospitality, parking, and food provided by our awesome barbecue friends over at Sonny's Barbecue. Come on by and say hello, meet the crew, and put your name in for the Gators versus Kentucky. It's the T-Mobile Ticket Tour with XL Primetime. No purchase necessary. Open to Florida residents 18 or over. See site for details. Void where prohibited.
Did you know that many cooling companies are now part of big conglomerates with no connection to Northeast Florida? In the past, they have concentrated on heating and air conditioning, but after a buyout, many add plumbing and electrical services. This raises their overhead, and those costs are passed on to the consumer. It's a case where bigger isn't better, it's just more expensive. Not Mike Merritt's Heating and Air. Mike Merritt remains family-owned and operated. Merritt's focus has been the same for more than 30 years, keeping Northeast Florida comfortable, no matter what the weather. And there are no overtime or weekend surcharges. Mike Merritt's team does not work on commission. They repair only what needs repair and offer replacements only on what can't be fixed. And unlike at giant corporations where you can feel like just another number, with Mike Merritt, you'll feel like number one. Florida license CACO 50384.
Superior Fence and Rail knows about exceptional customer service. From the first call to the final inspection, Superior's team provides first-class care with great communication, friendly installers, and quality fence products. There's a reason why Superior is the top-rated fence company in Jacksonville. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your new fence today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
He's scheduled to go out there, and we'll see how he is. We'll try to continue to progress him in, and
what he can handle. Just want to take it cautious with him and just let him see what he can do out there.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars defensive coordinator, that's Mike Caldwell, talking about rookie Devin Lloyd. Went up today against Atlanta as a starting inside linebacker. Much more on him coming up in 30 minutes when John Osher joins me live from Atlanta. Of course, Johnny does each and every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. He is the Jaguars senior writer at Jaguars.com. The iconic photo did happen in Lewiston, Maine. You got to give Lewiston, Maine some love, man. Miami gets all the press. Miami gets everything. This was the rematch between Muhammad Ali and Sonny Liston, and it's the iconic photo that sports fans all across the country have, where Muhammad Ali's yelling at him to get up, and obviously it was incredibly controversial. Many people believe that Cassius, he was still Cassius Clay, I believe at the time, and Sonny Liston took a dive. You know, he got involved with the, I guess it was the Boston mob. I don't know who it was for sure, but he took a dive. And the first fight was in Miami, the second fight in Lewiston, Maine. I don't think anything has happened in Lewiston, Maine since this fight.
Population 37,000.
Right. Listen, I love Maine. It's a great state. My family was more of Kennebunkport, Maine, as opposed to Cape Cod. We went to Maine, and they're both phenomenal places, but I don't know anything about Lewiston, Maine, and I don't think anything has actually happened there since 1965.
Apparently a lot of Somalis live there. It's a popular Somali migration city.
Okay.
Which is shocking to me. Imagine the lifestyle change from Somalia to Lewiston, Maine.
I'll be one to
oh Jesus,
where I would bet that Muhammad Ali visited Lewiston, Maine in 1965 and hasn't been back.
Yeah,
and I know he passed, but it was just like where's the fight?
I don't know if him and his family packed up one summer and decided to vacay there.
Right. Hey, I said this to Rafael Esparza. I was totally shocked that they had the UFC in Salt Lake City, Utah.
At least that's
this past
a capital
Saturday night.
city.
Yeah, but that surprised me a little bit. And
one of the biggest upsets in the history of the UFC.
I know. Well, we saw Usman was here 2 years ago. He beat Masvidal.
Beat the brakes off Masvidal.
Right. And who was the guy that you and I were talking about yesterday? He fought here back in either March
Shemaev
or April. Yes.
I'm saying it wrong.
Yes. I'm a big fan. I think he's like 11-0. He hasn't fought since the fight here.
Hazmat.
Mm-hmm. And he's going up against Nate Diaz, who's always going to give it his all. He's like, 37 now or something like that. So I don't know if he has anything left in the tank. But
that one will be in Vegas.
Yeah, that's going to be in Vegas in a couple of Saturdays. I'm going to have to pay-per-view that one. No question about it. All right. Enough boxing, enough MMA. I know. It's Jaguars, and we're here for you.
By the way, no fights at joint practice today.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're not hitting yet. So.
Well, again, apparently they said, don't you touch James Robinson. Dancing's a contact sport. Football's a freaking collision sport. But I want to get the nuts and bolts of that. Again, that'll be something I'll ask John Osher coming up in a little bit less than 30 minutes. Let's get to Press Taylor. Again, I thought he had some interesting things to say today about both right tackle and left guard. Here's Jacksonville's offensive coordinator when he was asked about Juwan Taylor and Walker Little.
Yeah, there's been, I think, a good ebb and flow of, this guy had a great day in this situation, this guy had a great day in this situation of, one day a guy does a great job in pass protection, another guy does a great job in run blocking, and you just kind of want to continue to see both of them grow and push each other along the way. And that's what we've seen so far. That's why, we're not in any rush to make a decision. We're not in any panic that we don't have the guy in the building. It's just the opportunity of really maximizing who's going to give us the best chance at that given week when we're going into this opponent, who we're playing, all that. And so credit to those guys for the way they've prepared and pushed each other and competed with one another.
All right, I'm not a fan of this. and for the record, I've been a fan of about everything that Doug Peterson has done since he's arrived. I mean, if you listen to the beginning of the show, it was positive after positive after positive after positive. I'm not big on this. I'm not big on the rotation. I understand that if you're going to try to figure something out, now is the time to do it. Okay? But I wish that they would pick a guy and stay with the guy, because I am an every rep counts guy. To me, that means something. And Walker Little had a phenomenal opportunity when Jawan Taylor went out. And Little did some good things. He also did some poor things. Last week was awful for him. Getting pancaked by Dewan Smoot. I don't know how they can look at this. Phil Rauscher, I don't know if Press Taylor can look at this and say, we want him as the right tackle to protect Trevor Lawrence when you get pancaked like that by Dewan Smoot. And then, on top of that, we saw what happened during the game. I'm not as bad about the TJ Watt situation. TJ Watt is one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. And again, if you look at the still photo, it looks to me like he's offside. It looks to me like his hand and his head are at the ball. And I don't want to – the last thing I'm going to do is become an excuse maker for Walker Little, okay? I'm not going to do it. He's got to go out there and earn it. But if you look at the still photo, he looks like he's offside. And if you also watch the play, it is amazing how incredibly quick off the ball TJ Watt is. Watch his three teammates all to the right of him. Watt lines up on the left side with Little at the right tackle position, and he blows right around him. But when you see his step, he is a full body ahead of the three Pittsburgh Steelers to his right. It is absolutely incredible. And he blasts right by him. It wasn't great balance by Walker Little. And the bend, you hear about the bend all the time, particularly when we're talking about, guys coming out in the draft. That was a big conversation, with Hutchinson and Walker. Who's got the bend? Who's able to do this? And you see what Watt does here. And he moves right by him, and how he has the rip with the right arm to clear the way, and then has the ability to take out the left hand and almost knock away the ball from Trevor Lawrence. Trevor did a good job to hang on to that. I'm not going to kill Walker Little for that. He's going up against one of the best players in the NFL. Okay? I'm not going to excuse it, but I think he's able to do that to a lot of right tackles in the NFL. I wish that they would name a starter there. All right, here's a surprise. Let's go to left guard, where, as of late, it's been all Ben Bartch. Tyler Shatley, in the game against Pittsburgh, was a backup center. That has been the case as well during practice, so the thought is it's Ben Bartch's job. Right? Here's Press Taylor.
They're still competing as well. Tyler Shatley, we got a great opportunity to. Ben had played well. Ben deserved opportunities with the ones to continue his evaluation process. And then another part of that was getting Shatley a lot of center work. And that's what we were able to do last week. Just by virtue of being able to evaluate him, give Ben an opportunity to play with the ones. Because there's a lot of times guys play well with the unit they're in. Competition ups as you move with the ones. You want to see if that continues. So far, he's done a great job. They're both competing really well at the position.
Now, that may be just a little bit of, what am I looking for here? Just a tiny bit of, let's keep the spirit of the competition going. We're not going to come out and announce that Ben Bartch is a starter when there's not a football game to be played for another 2.5 weeks. My guess would be Ben Bartch is not going to go on Saturday night. I think Walker Little will play. I do. I think he's going to play. So Cole Van Laden, who was brought in yesterday, I think it's Van Laden. It may be Van Laden, but we'll find out. I mean, make a play, and then we'll know your name. He was acquired yesterday. Apparently, he was working out at guard today, and I got to believe he was at left guard. Why put him at right guard? You got Brandon Sheriff there. I know that he has taken the primary, most of his snaps have been primarily at left guard this year with the Green Bay Packers. So, that's something else which we will take a look at as well. Jacksonville feels really good about their 7 offensive linemen. All right, let's say it is Cam, Barch, Fortner, Sheriff, and Taylor. They feel good about Little and Shatley as their 2 backups, so they feel very good about the 7. Well, they gave up a 7th-round pick yesterday. So Cole Van Layden here is now the 8th offensive lineman. You're not going to give up a pick and say goodbye to him. Right? So he's around, and Jacksonville no longer has a 7th-round pick. They have a pick 1 through 6. They have 8 overall. They have 2 in the 4th round and 2 in the 6th round. So they don't have a 7th-round pick, but they have 8 overall. And that's my thought there. It's someone is going to end up losing a job because of this. And we saw Wes Martin, who's got NFL experience. He was jettisoned yesterday. I think he was picked up, oh, by the way, by Washington, if I read that correctly. By the Lionel Richie Washington Commodores.
I was wondering if you were going to say it.
That's it. And listen, if the Commodores beat the Jaguars, out of respect, I'll no longer call them that. But I even think half the listening audience is like, let me see. You can't call them by their original name. They actually created a cool name with the Washington football team. I thought that was great. I liked it.
Me too. At first, I was like, this is stupid. Like, it's very soccer.
Yeah.
But after a year, I was like, just keep it, man.
Right.
Yeah, he was claimed, Wes Martin.
So
Washington Commodores.
I don't even know what their name is out there, so I'm going with the Commodores, until if they beat Jacksonville. If Jacksonville looks at us, and I'm going to stay with the Commodores. So Wes Martin, goes over there to maybe provide a little bit of knowledge about the Jaguars offense. Keep them around. I mean, cuts are coming up on, Tuesday. Each and every team will go from 80 to 53. Is Wes Martin a guy that, they can stash on the practice squad? Remember, the practice squad rules have changed. You can stash 6 veterans who have unlimited amounts of accrued seasons. That used to not be the case. They changed it because of COVID, still allowing 16 practice squad players per team. Now, you got to fit all those players under the salary cap. That has to come into play. So, higher-priced veterans cost more, obviously, than younger players. But who knows? Maybe Wes Martin is able to make that roster, or if not, stick around on the practice squad and provide a little bit of input for that matchup, which is coming up before you know it, man. That'll be here. Blink twice, and it'll actually happen. All right, when we come back, let's stay with the defense, or let's make our way over to the defense. And, again, some good things happened there. A couple of names that haven't been talked about a whole heck of a lot have been making some plays, both on Saturday night, and that continued today during the first practice between Jacksonville and Atlanta. Again, it was padded today. For those of you who have not heard, tomorrow they will be in shells. So they're not going to be hitting on Thursday. And Friday is a walkthrough before the game at 3 o'clock coming up on Saturday. So that is the way the rest of the week does look for Jacksonville. John Osher is going to join me at 7. In the meantime, if you want to get us on the text line, that number is 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also get me on Twitter, Ballou, Ballou, 1010XL.
1010XL is your home for play-by-play of Bishop Kenny football.
I'm Tim Krause, the head football coach of your Bishop Kenny Crusaders. We kick off the season this Friday night at First Coast. You can hear all the action live on 92.5 FM.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Training camp is here, and 1010XL is there. The players, the drills, even the turf. Let's do it. Training camp coverage is brought to you by Kingfish Pest Control and Roland Reach Plumbing on 1010XL.
Why do we have investigators on staff at Farrah & Farrah? Here's why. A client fell in a store, but the owner claimed there was nothing on the floor that would make them responsible. Our investigators went back to the scene the very next time it rained and observed water leaking from the roof onto the floor in the exact spot where our client fell. Weather reports confirmed it rained at the precise time of the accident. Our investigators discovered the evidence we needed to win. Call Farrah & Farrah at 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Tom Casey here with Griffin Service. As I look around Jacksonville, I see plumbing that could be held together better by duct tape, electrical work that can double as a shock collar, and AC work I know costs an arm and a leg on your utility bill. Save $1 today, but it costs you $10 down the road. At Griffin, we don't think you want, or maybe even know, you're hiring El Cheapo on cut rate work. So, if you need plumbing, AC, or electrical help, and you want it done right, call GriffinService.com and know you're getting the best.
I see you're looking at CSSOutdoor.com again.
Well, since we've been working from home lately, I think it's time
We're finally adding some shade to our backyard space. Maybe a nice wooden pergola.
maybe even a nice screen enclosure.
I am tired of hearing that bug zapper. Let's do it.
I've already requested a free quote, and their sales rep should be here any minute.
CSS, Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
Fetch the latest Bulldogs news and notes. I'm Andrew Gibson. Catch my Bulldog reports on 1010XL.
Brought to you by Travis Cummings and the Bailey Group.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. In today's world of retail, how has a store like Underwoods stayed viable against the big national stores?
Frank, that's a question with a direct answer. At Underwoods, we've never aspired to be the biggest. What we've always tried to do is be the best. When you take this approach, there's some things that come to mind immediately, like fine quality merchandise bought by buyers that are experts, high levels of service delivered by a staff that are helpful and know what they're doing. Then there's some things that people don't really think about at all, like the finer a gem, the more rare it is. And these gems are not mass producible because they were made by God millions of years ago. Because of that, there just aren't enough of these for the big multi-store retailers to buy and put into their merchandising schemes. So at Underwoods, we buy these finer, rarer gems and create jewelry pieces that the people in Jacksonville expect out of us.
When you want the best, it's Underwoods. Underwood Jewelers in San Marco, in Avondale, and at the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Let's fire up the flavor and ignite those appetites. Let's slow down and smell the barbecue. Because all your favorites are smoked for hours and ready for eating when you are. From our famous ribs to slow smoked pork. Enjoy some perfection by the plateful, safely in our dining room or in the comfort of your home. With curbside pickup, drive-through, and delivery. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Don't let low testosterone slow you down. Put the pep back in your step. Schedule a screening today with Ackerman Urology at 904-490-7400 or ackermanurology.com.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
John Osher, 15 minutes away. It was a good day for Jacksonville, particularly in the red zone, offensively. Really good news. Trevor Lawrence, a good day. Christian Kirk, a good day. Marvin Jones Jr., a good day. Touchdown runs, I'm told, by Snoop Connor and Travis Etienne. So overall, it was a strong one for the offense. I'm going to get to the defense here in just a couple of minutes. How about Verlander last night, man? 6 innings, no hits, 10 strikeouts.
They took him out of the game.
242 wins now for Verlander. He's the only shot of a guy who can win 300 games. And he's what, almost 40? I mean, it's incredible to think he's going to have to be Roger Clemens. He's going to have to be Nolan Ryan. He's going to have to be Randy Johnson. I guess we could look it up, the most amount of wins by a pitcher, 40 or older. But it's a little bit different here for Verlander because he missed 2 years. When he had the surgery and went through Tommy John, he literally won 1 game in 2 years, did Justin Verlander. But he is filthy. Picks up his 16th win of the year. He's 16-3 with a 1.87.
You ready for our wins leaders over the age of 40, after the age of 40?
He'll be 40 February 20th.
Yeah, so next season it would be his 40th.
Right.
So we have 10. Roger Clemens had 61 wins
61?
after the age of 40, yes.
Okay.
Charlie Ho, which I'm not sure.
Charlie Huff, the knuckleballer.
Okay, 67. Nolan Ryan, 71. Randy Johnson, 73. Cy Young, 75. Warren Spahn, another knuckleballer, 75. We forgot about this guy, the king, Bartolo Colon.
Oh, yeah.
Number 4 with 76 wins after the age of 40.
There you go.
Jack Quinn, not familiar with him. Jamie Moyer, crafty lefty, pitched forever. And number 1, knuckleballer, Phil Niekro, won 121 games after the age of 40. That's pretty epic.
That's incredible. I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
So he's 58 wins away. And, let's say he gets at least 4 more this year. I think he's going to win 20 this year. So let's say he can get 4 more this year. That's 54 wins. Can he get 15? Well, that's not going to cut it. He's going to need, 17, 18 a year in order for 17 would be 51. So 17 and some change is going to have to be his average over the next 3 years. I'd love to see it just because, that is absolutely something that is going away. If you're a baseball numbers guy, 3,000 hits. I mean, who's going to get that next? Mike Trout got his 1,500th hit last night.
And what a hit it was. Hit the catwalk.
1,500. There's no way. With his injuries, I mean, he'll be lucky to get 2,000. Or he'll be lucky to get 2,200. He's not going to get 1,500 hits. 3,000 career hits. The longevity is what it's all about in Major League Baseball, and it's why we only have 33 lifetime players who have 3,000 or more hits. And it's the same thing with winning 300 games. I mean, we were in a great era where we saw Clemens and Johnson and Maddox and Glavine, and I think that was it, right? Out of the recent guys who gave it a go.
Randy Johnson.
Yep, that was your list.
Yeah, when you look at Trout, I mean, he was on pace.
Oh, yeah.
Like, up until 3 years ago, you're like, this guy's going to shatter that. Of course he's going to get to 3,000. He started playing when he was 19 years old. Now you're like, can this guy even get to 35?
But that's baseball, man. Go back and look at Dave Parker. Look at Steve Garvey. Look at Jim Rice. Look at Ken Griffey Jr. Look at all these players who they were on pace to do it, and then all of a sudden, Father Time catches up with them. It's about recovering from these injuries. Barry Bonds didn't even get 3,000 hits. He ended up 65 short. It's amazing. There's only been 33 of them. I'd love to see Verlander become the next to win 300. All right, John Osher's going to join me here in a couple of minutes. A little bit of defensive news. Apparently today, Jacksonville was moving around Trayvon Walker and Josh Allen. Now, for the most part, the snaps in camp and in games have been Josh Allen at right defensive end and Trayvon Walker at left defensive end. We did see a little bit of movement with Walker on Saturday night, including the one time when they brought Kayvon Chason in at the left defensive end position and Allen on the right side, and they slid Walker over to one spot, very reminiscent to what they used to do with Calais Campbell. If you remember when Allen was a rookie and you had Unique Ngakoue. So I'd be surprised if that's going to be what they do once we get into the regular season, only because of how good Arden Key has been. And my understanding is Arden Key today would have had another sack. And DeJuan Smoot has really created, a lot of havoc. You go back to the game against Pittsburgh. He forced a fumble. He created a safety. So that'd be my guess. But, listen, attrition, guys get banged up. You always want to be able to mix some things up. I'm a little surprised by this only because I always wonder about asking a rookie to do too much. And this organization has had that explode in their face when they have asked top defensive players to do too much. Now, the coaches are gone. The defensive coordinators are gone. The general managers and vice presidents of operations are gone. This is a new regime. This is a new staff. But they got Taven Bryan. They didn't know what the hell to do with him. They got Miles Jack, and every year he was doing something differently. Those are two that hell. The former regime thought that Jalen Ramsey may be a freaking free safety. I mean, the stupidity of not knowing that Jalen is the player he is today. It's absolutely totally mind-boggling that those are just three off the top of my head that they had. Miles Jack. Every year they were asking him to do something different. So that, to me, is, let's pump the brakes here a little bit. And back to Kayvon Chason, okay, he has really struggled. He's been a massive disappointment. But if they known how to use him, he's not a put him on the edge and have him go sick. The quarterback, he's not big enough. He's not strong enough to do that. Isn't he a better outside linebacker that hopefully could do some decent things in coverage? Maybe he's worn out his welcome here. Maybe they're going to try to get something for him. Maybe they're going to move him. I think he has been massively misplayed. Josh Allen to some extent as well, especially when he's been the primary responsibility of offensive line coaches and offensive coordinators to not let number 41 beat you. So, those are some recent examples of defensive guys that I thought the former regime had do a little bit too much of. You always hear about that KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. When you're a rookie, just let them play football. Let them do what they do best. Don't have them overthinking. And we'll see what happens. Maybe Trayvon Walker's smart enough where he gets it. He certainly appears to be a very intelligent guy. And incredibly humble. Maybe he's got it where you can ask him to do all sorts of rookies, their heads spin. Go back to the interview I did with Chad Muma in Canton, Ohio. He said his head was all over the place in that first game. I caught up with him just the other night after the Pittsburgh game, and all of a sudden the game's starting to slow down. And it's only been 3 preseason games. Right now with Devin Lloyd, his head's got to be spinning. I'm going to ask John Osher about him coming up here in just a minute. So I do get a little bit concerned about asking these guys to do a little bit too much. And for the record, if you're going to start flipping guys, why not put your best corner on the top receiver, like Tyson Campbell, who is not traveling with number ones? He is on one side, Shaq is on the other. Now, you don't have to be honest, right? What's it called? Gamesmanship. What else is it called?
Lying.
Yeah, if there's one thing we've learned about in sports and in life, I mean, every single day, grown men lie. Okay?
So you think during the season we'll see a difference? You find it hard to believe that he's just stuck to the side of the field. That
if Tyson Campbell grows the way that I think he is going to have to start traveling with number one wide receivers and stick on them. I don't think you can go with the left and right. Now, what's nice about this is Doug Peterson last week told us they're going to stay on the same side, Walker and Allen. Today, apparently they moved around a little bit. Okay? And again, I'm going to ask John Osher about this coming up right now. So, remember, Mike Caldwell under Todd Bowles. For those who really study the game, Todd Bowles' defense was ridiculous. It looked and has looked for years like they never line up the same way, play after play after play. Now, granted, he's got a lot of Pro Bowlers on that front seven. And this is still a younger front seven. But I got to believe that that's what he would like to implement if the players are able to react. And the measuring stick, will be challenged. It will. I don't think it's going to be a basic offense, a basic defense. And again, the best part about this is you go to the game on Saturday night, man, they were getting pressure by rushing 4. That is amazing. No blitzes. Not one against Mitch Trubisky. They rushed 4. And I do understand, yes, that Pittsburgh had one of the worst offensive lines a year ago in the National Football League. All right, questions, comments, 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Tomorrow night, 6 to 8, live, Mr. Chubby's in Ponte Vedra, 2-for-1 drafts, 2-for-1 pitchers. That includes Miller Lite. We will have the extended happy hour until 9 o'clock, 3-hour wells, $3 wines. John Osher is next. He joins Rick Ballou. We go into the night.
Passionate about the First Coast.
I understand how you feel, that passion.
Share the passion.
And sharing it with other people. I think that's what life's about.
1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. If you're looking for a used car, Nimnik has more than 300 used vehicles to choose from. And this month, Nimnik Chevrolet is giving away a $500 gas card with every used car purchase. No catches, no mail-in rebates. Nimnik will hand you a $500 gas card when your purchase is complete. Nimnik Chevrolet is Northeast Florida's Silverado truck headquarters, and they're proud to be the Chevrolet Dealer of the Year. It has been for 4 years running. Head to Nimnik today. Nimnik, your friends in the car business since 1941. Chevy, find new roads.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
This is Dr. Chris Swanson. When your sports injuries flare up, come where athletes are treated like pros. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
This is Verlin Dormany, head coach and athletic director of Trinity Christian Academy. We're proud of our relationship with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Take it from us at Trinity Christian. When you need orthopedic care, Call on Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Did you know that for every inch of rain on a 2,000 square foot roof, 1,500 gallons come off the eaves of the roof? Call Clearwater Seamless Gutters and Drainage, and we'll design a plan using our Clearwater Seamless Gutters, and we'll connect those gutters to a Clearwater drainage system to solve your erosion and standing water issues.
Clearwater Seamless Gutters. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at gutters.
And drainage, too.
SeamlessGuttersJacksonville.com.
Come to Monahan Jewelers 4-day-only store-wide 50 to 60% off sale this Wednesday through Saturday, August 24th through 27th. This huge sale is 4 days only. Everything is 50 to 60% off this Wednesday through Saturday only. We've bought so much brand new jewelry, we need to make room for it. Diamond jewelry, engagement semi-mounts, colored gemstones, even gold chains. 4 days only this Wednesday through Saturday, August 24th through 27th. Everything on display is 50 to 60% off at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
WJXL FM, Jacksonville Beach.
Prosser here. You know, these higher interest rates are really slowing home price growth, but you can still get top dollar for your home right now with Chad and Sandy Realty. Maybe you need a bigger home for your office. Maybe you got a growing family. Chad and Sandy are the only real estate experts I trust and recommend with the sale of your home. Chad and Sandy guarantee multiple offers on your home. That's important, and they're going to do it in 3 days or it's sold free. Get maximum convenience and maximum sales price. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. How huge is that? Stay in your home after the sale until you close on your dream home. There are lots of testimonials rolling in. Kristen from Ortega says, I had a realtor, but he wanted to sell for a price well below my number. I called Chad and Sandy after a brief consult. I hired them on the spot. They listed and sold my condo for $54,000 higher in 5 days. You need to call Chad and Sandy today at 904-414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been around since 1985. Jackson's trusted John's Auto, whether you need routine maintenance or an engine overhaul. John's Auto, they can do it all. We service all makes and models of cars and trucks and even work on diesels. I've been visiting them since I returned to Jacksonville in 2006. Check them out today. John's Auto on Arlington Road, 904-743-3857.
Give us your hot take.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
On the 1010XL text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm awake and I speak English, so yeah, I do know what you're saying.
Be part of the conversation. 641-1010.
Did you know Florida Bill SB 76 was signed into law in June of 21, giving insurance companies the right to require you to replace your shingle roof in as little as 10 to 12 years, or they can cancel your homeowner's policy. Then, in as little as 10 years, you may have to do it all over again. There's a solution. Replace your roof with a new metal roof from First Coast Metal Roofing Supply. A new metal roof from First Coast Metal Roofing Supply, insurance companies are allowing 20 to 30, even up to 50 years before you even need an inspection. All the details are at firstcoastmrs.com.
Never paint your house again.
Living in Florida, we don't really worry about the seasons except for one, hurricane season. And since your home is the most important asset, protecting your home with Rhino Shield against the harsh Florida weather is good for your house and it's good for your budget. This hurricane season, call Rhino Shield today and receive 30% off your entire job. The bottom line with Rhino Shield, you'll never have to paint again.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Now, another interview on the Farah and Farah phone line. Brought to you by the Accident Attorneys at Farah and Farah.
Let's head out to Atlanta. Our Wednesday conversation with John Osher, senior writer, Jaguars.com. My understanding is very pleasant today. What, 82 degrees out?
Yeah, it was good. I didn't know I was on. Yeah, absolutely. There was a bit of sunshine for a few minutes where I sort of went over there and got under shade because I'm, light skinned and want to avoid the dermatologist. But beyond that, it was a good day.
Okay. The offense today, again, reports that I've read, including yours, John, is that it was a good day for the offense, particularly in the red zone.
Yeah, it seemed to be. I would call today's practice, measured, if you will. It did not have the same intensity as maybe the two big hitting days that people talked about in Jacksonville. It struck me, Rick, that they really, these guys don't want to get first-teamers hurt. And so in that sense, I didn't think it was an overly intense practice. I thought the offense looked, not much for a little while because I'm not sure either team was doing a whole lot. But then during red zone, Christian Kirk, again, I've been impressed since day one about his ability to get open in the tight situations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's really quick. He did it twice today. He got open. They scored on a couple of touchdowns, meaning rushing touchdowns down there. In a practice like today, I didn't draw much from that. But then after the practice, Trevor Lawrence commented on that he believed they ran very well today. I read something into that because you've been around Trevor. He's not really going to say that unless he means it. I wasn't sure how intense those drills were when they were happening, but they liked the fact that they were able to run down there. They feel like they got something out of it. Trevor usually doesn't offer that unless he means it. So, yeah, I think the red zone stuff today was, I think it was the work that they wanted to get.
Yeah, that's good to hear. James Robinson involved in team drills, but non-contact type of drills. So what was that like?
Looked good. I was kind of looking to see how confident he looked. To me, he looked like he was running. Didn't look like he was favoring anything. Doug Peterson had said yesterday, he spoke to Arthur Smith about it, the Falcons head coach. There was an awareness that orange jersey on James Robinson mattered. Didn't want to get hit, and it certainly seemed like players were respecting all of those things with the pace of practice today. Although James looked good, looked like he was cutting, moving, all those things. Much like I said about Travis Etienne all off season. Until it's full go with the running back, that's such a position where you've got to be able to be doing everything you can to defend yourself. It's a high impact. I don't know how that's going to look once the season starts, but I liked what you saw out of him today.
John Osher, our guest, each and every Wednesday night, joins us right here at 7 o'clock with Rick Ballou. Read everything from John and the staff at Jaguars.com. All right, right tackle. Did you learn anything today, either with Little or Taylor against Atlanta?
Not really. I mean, I was watching some of the defense during this time. Didn't have my eyes so much on that. Again, I go back to I believe that Little's going to be the guy. But it's not really based on what I saw today. It's based on more just the feeling you get from the overall 13, 14, 15 practices. So I'd be trying to make stuff up and I kill time if I comment too much on right tackle. So wish I had a better answer, but don't want to be disingenuous.
TJ Watt blew by him. TJ Watt was off sides on Saturday night. You see the still photo of that?
Well, you got to be offside to be Walker Little, Rick. I mean, come on.
All right.
You got a seat to beat this squad, Rick.
I'm with you. How about Devin Lloyd? I mean, been waiting forever, and got a little bit of an opportunity or a major opportunity to see him yesterday at TIAA Bank during practice there with the inside linebackers. How did his, what was his effort like today in his overall production against the Falcons?
Well, impressed. I was actually, I was remiss on Jaguars.com today. I was calling this Lloyd's first action. It was first action for me because we were traveling yesterday during practice. I was very impressed with Lloyd. First padded work, I guess. Fast. Looks and plays fast. He's a beast athletically. That's why he was considered an early first-round pick, flipped to 27th. I'd be surprised if he doesn't play the opener. There's 2.5. I mean, if he doesn't start the opener, there's 2.5 weeks left before that. I think they're going to have him. If he doesn't start the opener, Rick, it's not because the coaches aren't trying to get him ready.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they want this guy on the field, and the thing that I think maybe got lost a little bit those first 2 preseason games when the defense looked so good. They were doing that without Lloyd on the field and without Darius Williams,
right?
Who's really a starter. Starter. You have to consider the nickel starter these days. There's 12 or 13 stars on both sides of the ball. Lloyd is going to be, I think, the dynamic guy who makes the plays above the X's and O's out of that defensive front. I think they have a lot of solid guys who are going to play their positions well. Lloyd's the behind the line of scrimmage impact, deflect the ball guy, and you can see why. He's got the speed and the athleticism to do it.
To get 2 starters back is huge. Williams when they go into to nickel and obviously Lloyd. I'd play him Saturday night or Saturday afternoon. I'd give him at least a couple of series. And I know Doug talked about it yesterday, but what do you believe is really going to happen there?
You mean Lloyd?
Yes, Devin Lloyd.
Oh, I think he'll definitely play. I mean, I say definitely. I think the only way that he wouldn't play is if the coaches thought, boy, his conditioning's just not there. If there was some reason they thought, like they're not going to play Beathard on Friday. I mean, on Saturday. Doug talked about that a little bit because they feel like he's not quite healthy enough. Well, that tells coaches, okay, maybe he can't protect himself in a situation.
Mm-hmm.
If they feel that way about Lloyd, I think you hold him out. Beyond that, I think they want him to play the opener. He hasn't played the first 3 preseason games. This is the chance to get him 2 or 3 series. Go back, teach a little bit, get him used to that. I would be surprised at this point if he doesn't play and if he doesn't start and play 2 or 3 series.
Tyson Campbell back in the state of Georgia had a really good game against another dog on Saturday night with George Pickens. My understanding was a good day for him again on this Wednesday, including against Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, had a nice play against Kyle Pitts in the end zone. He was coming toward me, left side of the end zone from the offense's perspective. And Tyson Campbell recovered well it was a deep ball. I say recovered. He had good positioning, got between Kyle Pitts and the ball, and was able to keep Kyle Pitts from pursuing the ball. So, look, Tyson Campbell's a guy. I don't want to call him underrated or overlooked this camp because we've been talking about him a lot. But he's the guy to me. I think Trevor's going to be really good. It looks to me like Travis Etienne's going to be really good. All of a sudden, if Walker Little starts, you're talking about a draft class from last year that, I'm way early on this.
Oh, yeah.
One of the better draft classes.
Oh, yeah.
There's been so many bad draft classes in the last 10 years. And again, I know I'm way ahead of myself. I'm always the guy who talks about how you can't, judge preseason. But Campbell looking like a potential star, all of a sudden you've got 3 or 4 picks out of that first bunch that might be really good.
Yeah. No. We'll see. Cisco's
been a while since we said that, Rick.
Absolutely. Cisco's done well. I mean, they moved Malcolm Brown, so obviously they think Tufele can give them something. As we let you go, do we know for sure? Because apparently there was a sighting today. I'm talking about Cole Van. Is it Ladden or Layden?
I believe it's Lannon, but I could be. I mean, I write him. I don't say him. Right?
It's well, I know, and that's why. So it's Lannon, not it's N, not D. How do I have a D here? Is this my penmanship?
Lannon, Lanen. Yeah. So.
God, my writing's awful. I'm going to blame Florida State education on that. That's awful penmanship.
It is God's country there.
Yeah. So he was working at guard today, but obviously he had to be a left guard. You got Sheriff at right guard.
Yeah, he was with the backup behind Bart today.
Okay. Yeah.
The way I read that, I think they consider Tyler Shatley a center.
Mm-hmm.
He can play guard, but most of his time over the course of his career has been a center. This feels to me, Rick, like they want 8 linemen, which is what you need. You need 8 guys who can play because you need a swing tackle, a swing guard, and a center to back up. Will Richardson out with the high ankle, I believe it is. Probably won't be back for a while. This felt to me like, hey, we don't want to put Tyler Shatley in a situation of going out to left guard if we don't think that's where he's best. Let's get somebody in here. I said today a couple of times on a couple of shows I did. To me, this is the sign that this team thinks it can be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
To go out and do this, you're not saying right now, hey, we're going to let a guy develop and do this. We're not going to let a practice squad level player develop here and do this. We're going to go get a guy who we feel like can do it right now. Maybe I'm reading too much into that, but that's what it feels like.
As I let you go, because we won't talk again, at least, we won't talk again on air until a week from tonight. Cuts to 53 will have been made. You see a surprise cut? And what I mean by that, Chenault, Treadwell, Shaq Quarterman, Rudy Ford, Kayvon Chason, someone in that grouping.
I don't. Everyone's talking about Chason. I think fans tend to want to cut guys if they don't, quote, live up to their draft status. I think this is much like Taven Bryan. I don't think Taven Bryan last year, they weren't going to cut him because he's better than a guy that you go get. And I think Chason, I think they still like his ability, his potential, and, he's still one of the better 53 guys on this team. No way do they cut Quarterman. No way they cut Rudy Ford. I think you mentioned him. These guys are good players, aren't necessarily starters. I never know how to answer the surprise because we sort of dig into the team, so we sort of know what to expect a lot of times. But I think Treadwell will make it. I don't see a whole lot of surprises, but I'm not always sure what people are going to be surprised by. But I think those guys you mentioned, I think they're on the roster.
Yeah, I was surprised with Winningham. I mean, I thought he would be a guy that they try to put on the practice squad, and maybe they still will. But so there's been a couple of surprises. We'll see if something does happen by next Tuesday when they got to get it down to 53. Make sure you read everything from John Osher. Just go to Jaguars.com. Tomorrow they're in Shells. Walkthrough on Friday. Game coming up on Saturday. John, always a lot of fun. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, buddy. We'll talk soon.
There he goes, John Osher. Ladies and gentlemen, for the record, I don't want to see any of those guys go. I like Rudy Ford. I think he's a guy that definitely helps out on special teams. I think he can get a little bit better than Shaq Quarterman as their fourth linebacker, but I think he's proven he's a two-down linebacker. He fooled me early in camp where it appeared his coverage skills had gotten better and he looked quicker. He's an against the run linebacker, and he did not play well in Canton. He's played better since. He nearly blew up a huge play against Pittsburgh on Saturday. I haven't given up on Chenault. I think Treadwell is just a guy, but he provides a little bit of consistency there. And what I mean by that, what if all of a sudden they're like, you know what, let's sign Tim Jones. Let's keep him. I mentioned, I was surprised they cut Winningham. Jeff Cotton Jr. is a guy who's done a couple of nice things. You got to believe with Cole Van Lanen coming in, that's cost someone an offensive line job. And Wes Martin's already been moved, but I can't see Casey McDermott making it. And, is Will Richardson, is he on death's door here as far as his tenure with the Jacksonville Jaguars? So anyway, that's just my opinion. You want to give us yours? Always the best way to get us is on the text line 641-1010. All right, let's get to a couple of questions. We have gotten a ton tonight. As always, this is the way that I look at it when it comes to the Jaguars. Any question you have, ask me. If I don't know, I will go on out and find the answer. All right, that is my nightly promise to you. Tomorrow night, we're going to be at Mr. Chubby's from 6 to 8. Do you know what's going on tomorrow night? since you're the producer of the show?
I know that there is some type of Miller Lite special.
That is absolutely going on from 6 to 8. 2-for-1 drafts, 2-for-1 pitchers. But do you know what I will be doing live from Mr. Chubby's?
I heard there's going to be a little Florida State talk, some predictions.
There is going to be the 2022 game-by-game picks. Oh, it's the truth teller in his alma mater. It's going to be so much fun. My Florida State picks coming up tomorrow night live. Mr. Chubby's Fun of Eater.
How bad do you really feel?
I feel pretty good, actually.
Why is that? Well, all we had was
1010XL.
Congratulations to Exit Real Estate Gallery and their continued support of the Jacksonville Jaguars. As a proud partner since 2016, Exit's unwavering commitment to the Jaguars illustrates their commitment to the North Florida community. A trusted local leader in real estate, Exit's footprint spans throughout the region with 7 offices and over 400 realtors to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to sell, buy, or rent local real estate, an Exit agent is always available to assist.
This should be 8x7.
When it comes to closets, Janina's home organization business runs tip-top tidy.
Is this schedule right? I'm gonna need help.
But she needs to reorganize and find a new assistant.
I know, it's your last week, but can you make sure the Hanson pantry's wrapped?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
To register for Police Athletic League flag football, cheerleading, and boxing, go to jaxpalsports.org.
Play poker and help families in the Hold'em for Life Texas Hold'em Poker Tournament, Saturday, September 17th at Blessed Trinity Parish Hall. Call 847-778-8824.
Dreams Come True is the only local wish-granting organization giving dreams and special times to local children battling life-threatening illnesses. Find out how you can help at dreamscometrue.org.
The Hometown for Heroes Home Buyers Program helps you get your down payment and closing costs paid. Call to learn more. 574-7180.
If you could benefit from a grief and loss support group, call Haven Hospice at 279-1677.
If you're involved in a community event and you'd like us to help spread the word, find out how at 1010XL.com.
And now that the kids are back in school, you can see the beating your house is taking. Carpets, tile, grout, and even the sofa needs some cleaning. If your home needs some cleaning, give Zero Res a call. Right now, get 50% off tile and grout ceiling. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Leon Sersa here. Do like I do and crush your craving with wings. Sauced and tossed classic wings, crispy tenders, juicy boneless wings. I can't even say it without my stomach running. Time to order some Wingstop. Don't forget about the house-made dips of ranch and blue cheese to make your order 100. Order your flavor today online at wingstop.com or on their Wingstop app. Pick up or delivery at San Jose and any of their 10 Wingstop locations. Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Ballou here for Shinatri Chiropractic. You know, I had neck surgery. I have back pain, going there all the time for adjustments. Even fell down coming out of the shower. Injured my tailbone. Fixed me up wonderfully. They're the official chiropractor for JU Athletics. Effective diagnosis and treatment on the lower back or neck pain. If chiropractic adjusting isn't for you, they have acupuncture and dry needling for your pain and tension. What a friendly staff as well. Call them 743-6700 at 2711 Union Boulevard.
It's your boy E.T. And when I get triggered, be sure to check out my slightly salty instant reactions about your home team on all social platforms. Brought to you by Brackish, for those that live life slightly salty.
Are you an electrician looking for better pay and benefits? Miller Electric Company has the industry-leading compensation package. Electricians are eligible for a signing bonus up to $1,000. Now, they're partnering with the Jaguars on their new performance facility, the Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric has opportunities for you to work on some of the most exciting projects right here in Jacksonville. Whether you're experienced or not, visit MillerCareers.com, an equal opportunity employer. That's MillerCareers.com.
Dierks Bentley is live at Daly's Place, August 28th. You can win tickets with a VIP package. Text Dierks to the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures for your chance to win at 641-1010.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, with you tonight till 8. Hacker comes up at 8 o'clock. Again, tomorrow live from Mr. Chubby's Ponte Vedra. Be out there 6 to 8. Got a ton of good questions that are rolled in. Let's get to some of these. 7863 says, Ballou, many of you talk how good all these players are, so why do you say they'll only win 6 games? The way 1010 sells the players, Jags better win 12 or so. Very good question. Let me tell you, they're professionals. And they're supposed to look good. They do. You learn a heck of a lot more when you go up against another team. In this case, it is Atlanta. What Jacksonville has to do is tidy up in so many different areas. And the biggest one being the 12 points they were outscored by per game a year ago. I mean, you averaged 14-9. You gave up 26-9. That is absolutely pathetic. The NFL is a field goal difference league. Look at the odds that come out every week. They're pick'ems. They're -3s. Every once in a while, you get a -6 or -7. You can't be outscored by 12 points. So they got a lot of things they got to fix. Primarily, stop the run. Secondly, run the ball. How about their red zone offense? 28th in the NFL last year. They were terrible. They were bad again the other night. Now, to get 13 points against Cleveland was promising, considering they averaged 2.8 in the first quarter a year ago. 2.8! 2.8! 7.6 in the first half. Can you imagine coming out with an average to begin the third quarter, putting up a 7? They got 13 points. That's good. And they got 6 the other night. And look what happened right before half. Defense was absolutely on fire. And all of a sudden, you sit down Trubisky, you bring in Pickett, they go 5 plays, 65 yards, and score a touchdown? You know, Jacksonville outplays Pittsburgh clearly for 30 minutes, yet they're trailing at half. So you got to become a better third down team. You got to become better in the red zone. They have a lot of personnel, and they are certainly a much better coached team, and they have better personnel. But that's the reason why I think most of the experts are picking them to win 6 or 7 games. And those are many of the reasons why. Ballou, the defense is in its vanilla form right now. Once they churn away, I think we will be impressed with how the exotic concoction complements our young group of playmakers as the season gets older. I really hope so. One thing that is crystal clear with the free agent additions and the draft picks, high IQ. You can just feel it, okay? And we've heard from them all. These are, I was at all the initial meet and greet press conferences, and I've interviewed many of them one-on-one, but others in group setting. These kids seem to get it. They are smart. I worry a little bit about too much too soon. I talked about that a while back. I also said it a while back that Mike Caldwell becomes the first-time defensive coordinator, and he has learned under Todd Bowles. And Todd Bowles loves to move guys around. They have shown nothing as far as blitzing against starters. And, yeah, I have to expect that they're going to be sending guys. We've talked a lot about Devin Lloyd tonight. I got to believe they're going to be sending him. I got to believe they're going to be sending a safety here and there, perhaps, firing a corner here and there. So, yeah, I think it's a fair point. It's another good question. It's fair. We'll have to see. what ends up happening. 72-25 Ballou. What does Kevin Austin look like? He's been terrible. I'm shocked he's still here. I think there's a little bit of ego involved with Trent Baalke because he gave him 230 large, and they overpaid to bring him in. He's had way too many drops. To me, it wasn't even. I mean, if it was a bikini contest, it would be like, who's the hottest chick going right now? Give me one. I mean, come on, you're 20-something. What are you, 31, 32?
Like Ariana Grande.
All right, it'd be like walking out Ariana Grande, and then someone who's working right now at a downtown Milwaukee Hooters. Okay? There's no freaking competition. Winningham was so much better than Austin, yet Winningham was moved. I can't figure that out.
I'm guessing he wasn't paid $200,000.
No. Not even close.
There
So
you go.
I think the ego is, oh, my God, we did this here. Let's give him every opportunity. He's in the developmental stage. And, we're going to put him on the practice squad and see if he's really only done it for 1 year at Notre Dame. So, anyway, that's my opinion. Milwaukee Hooters, I had a bunch of babies in Chicago, and we went. It was like, I think it was March Madness. It was the day of the Final Four, maybe very early April, but it was like the final spring training game of the year. You know how they used to do like the final spring training game actually
in the stadium
at an actual major league park?
Yeah, because like the next couple of days you're actually playing games.
So
yeah.
Boston's in Milwaukee at
Okay.
Miller Park. So I'm married at the time, and I got my young daughters, babies, and we go and we watch a Red Sox Brewers game, and then I'm like, I'm hungry. What do you want to do? Find a place. So great parenting. You want to take your young daughters to a downtown Hooters in Milwaukee. I mean, that's the place to go. And then, I'm thinking Hooters here. I'm thinking Hooters in Florida. And I guess Hooters ain't. I can't remember the last time I've been to a Hooters. Hooters isn't now what it once was. I mean, Hooters used to be legit. But I'm like, we're in this Milwaukee Hooters, and I'm like, oh, my God.
The riffraff.
This place is awful, man. These poor ladies have not seen the sun. I mean, it was like late March, early April. You got to see what it's like in Milwaukee. They probably hadn't seen sun since, like, late July.
I haven't been to Hooters in like a decade. But I went to college with a girl that worked at Hooters, and
oh, the Tallahassee Hooters back in the day?
No, it was here. Shannon, you know who you are. She was very talented. So I won't say anything about them.
Tallahassee.
Seem to be doing pretty well. Tallahassee in general, what a great city for women. Oh my goodness.
82-74 Ballou, whoever loses the right tackle battle, could they get a look at guard if Bart struggles? I don't think so. I think that's why they went out and got Cole Van Lannon and gave up a 7th-round pick yesterday to Green Bay. I have seen none at all, nothing of either Juwan Taylor or Walker Little working at guard. Now, Phil Rauscher, I asked him the question when I met with him before the start of training camp. He said the guys are cross-trained. Well, mental reps, classroom work, we haven't seen it on the practice field, so the answer to that question to me is an overwhelming no. That is not going to take place. All right, last one for you. 2309. Loggeman and Frangie both said J-Rob was running flat-footed and not close to being ready. Maybe November, they said. I didn't hear either one of the two what they said. I have not looked at it that way. I thought Tuesday's practice, yesterday's practice, was the best that I have seen so far for James Robinson. There are two totally different schools of thought here. One is he's not ready, he's not close to being ready, and he won't play until maybe October. I've never heard November. The other is he's good to go in 2.5 weeks. I'm going to go with that. I don't think you're going to see him in D.C. in 2.5 weeks getting 20 carries against the Lionel Richie-led Commodores. I just don't think it's going to happen.
They're both parties are in. So what? You think it's like a handful, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. Both parties are incentivized to get him out there, like, even if he's not fully healthy. Like, the Jags have zero depth in the running game.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. And they're also not paying this guy crap. He's also on his last year of his contract. They're going to use and abuse this guy and get rid of him. And with James Robinson, same thing. He doesn't have a contract after this season. His incentive is to get out there and show the rest of the league that I could still play.
Right, and his agent may be saying to him, not so fast.
True that.
You're making $800,000.
And you already have all of this tape out there from years past where the NFL knows you're a decent player. You don't have to rush
The
out.
shelf life of an NFL running back is nothing. Look at Le'Veon Bell. Look at Todd Gurley. Look at all these guys who made all that. Dante Freeman here in Atlanta.
Wow.
Just James Robinson could re-injure himself, be out of the league, not even have enough to acquire an NFL pension. So I got to imagine that his ear has been filled with that. Don't do it until you're ready. And of course, Trent Baalke's got to win now, right? I mean, the guy, no one took as much heat as he took. So, when we'll really know the answer to this? We'll know by a week from tonight. You know why? You can have cuts from 80 to 53. If Jacksonville goes out and gets a prominent running back, then absolutely there's still going to be doubt with James Robinson. Now, I get all these questions about, go pick up Kenyon Drake, right? Go pick up one of these veteran running backs that has been let go. As I head to this break, just so you understand, players who are waived means that they have 4 years or less in the NFL. Jacksonville, number one on the waiver wire. They can go out and pick up a guy like they did with the kicker yesterday. Players who are released have had 4 years or more of accrued seasons in the NFL, like Kenyon Drake. You can't go out and get him. Kenyon Drake now is a free agent, can listen to all 31 teams and pick the one that he believes is best for him. So there's a difference between being waived and released. All right, we got much more to do. We run tonight till 8 o'clock. Then Hacker Nation will join you.
He's big.
What kind of monster are you?
And he's big on the Jags.
3 times bigger than this.
Mike Dempsey.
What do you think? Well, what do you know?
10 to noon weekdays.
A lot smarter than I look.
On 1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey, school's in session, and here's today's lesson. We have hundreds of certified vehicles to choose from, starting as low as $89.99, and they come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile peace of mind warranty. That means it'll still be under warranty when you can drive. Plus, every purchase allows us to fund teachers' projects for the entire school year. Your next assignment, get to Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. Your deadline is August 31st. We're here to wow you and our teachers.
Bill was tired of saying no to his kids because of his debilitating pain.
I have 3 kids that are 13 and under. Every day they're asking, Dad, can we take a bike ride? Dad, can we play ping pong? Unfortunately, in the past, I had to sadly say no quite often.
An accident left Bill with aching knees and shoulders. Even after 4 knee surgeries, Bill still felt constant pain in his knees. And then he discovered QC Kinetics and their natural biologic therapies.
I did it on the knee. It really became life-changing. I've had the same results with the shoulder.
QC Kinetics non-invasive regenerative treatments help restore damaged tissue and provided much-needed relief for knees, hips, shoulders, and backs. Right there in the office, no downtime. Bill's able to do just about anything these days.
Like taking my kids to Disney World and walking 10 miles a day at Disney, bike riding, taking a walk on the beach.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Hun, have you noticed the toilet's flushing really slowly?
Yeah, and the shower's not draining well.
Wonder what it is.
Our septic tank needs to be pumped.
You think?
Dude, it's been years.
The EPA recommends your septic tank should be pumped out every 3 years. Avoid damage to your drain field. Call Duck Duck Rooter today. Get better flows and better smells.
When you're stuck, call the duck. 904-862-6769.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein and Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein and Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
I-9 Sports, flag football, basketball, soccer, and t-ball. Play year-round with co-ed programs ages 3 to 17. Duval, Clay, and St. John's. Enter promo code 1010XL for $5 off. Check out i9sports.com for all the details.
Leon Searcy here. You know why I'm happy? Thanks to Famous Automotive and Quick Lube. You know, when Big Sirs needs trusted repairs for my ride, I'm always going to choose Famous Automotive. No matter what part of town I'm in, Orange Park, Mandarin, Cassett Avenue, University, even St. Augustine, you always get consistent, expert repairs and superior service. That's no joke. And let them know you heard it from me, Big Sirs.
Famous Automotive and Quick Lube, servicing every customer like they're famous.
Let's see if they can sit tight on the Roof It Right hot seat. Hot seat with Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony. Players and NFL experts join Mike and Tony 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL. Roof It Right. Roof It Right so you can sleep at night.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Men suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? Regardless of age or past medical history, you'll see instant results on your first visit at Prime Men's Medical Center. And for unlimited time, your consultation and first treatment are totally free. Call now 904-664-8217.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Googans, do you suffer with neck or back pain? My friend Dr. Alan Nathans at Disc Centers of America on Bay Meadows Road helps people diagnosed with bulging, herniated, and degenerated discs, sciatica, or stenosis. Dr. Nathans uses that DRX 9000 non-surgical spinal decompression table to gently unbulge and unherniate discs that are causing sciatica. Don't do another cortisone injection. Stay active and healthy as you get older. Dancing at 50, golf at 60, the river run at 70. Yes, yes, and yes. DrNathans.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I keep forgetting to bring up the fact that we are now visual, JJ.
We are on YouTube, Rick, in full HD, 4K, 3D. Just go to 1010XL's YouTube page and you can see Rick's beautiful face right now, along with our guests.
Danny.
Yes.
Van Sickle. We love bringing him in. He's with ETA, the Electrical Training Alliance. What's up, big guy?
Nothing much, buddy, man. Starting to get back in the swing of things. Fall's almost here.
Sorry I couldn't join you last week in Tampa. I've been going to Tampa almost, every other weekend to see my mom and dad, but I had plans here with Jaguars football.
I understand, man. You're a busy man. The summer's coming to an end, and it's time to get this thing rolling.
How you been? With a busy summer for you? I know things at Electrical Training Line's been outstanding.
Yeah, very busy. Been to a lot of conferences this summer. Was able to do a lot of networking, talking to other apprenticeships. A lot of the same issues that we have here, they're having around the country as far as a shortage of qualified labor, and really good chance to hear about some of the innovative things some of the other apprenticeships are doing, and a good chance for us to share with other apprenticeships what we do here locally.
Absolutely. We're going to get to that in just a minute, but you've seen all 3 Jaguar preseason games, and if I remember correctly, and I do, you were kind of in a year ago with Urban.
I was. You know what?
Because listen, I was the biggest fan of. He fooled me, but how do you feel now after watching this with Doug Peterson?
Man, I hate to always be sunshine and roses guy, and I try to be objective about it. Obviously, after last year and the letdown that was, you really have to temper your expectations, right? But the season hadn't started, and there will be plenty of time when the season gets here for temperament. Right now is not one of them. So what you have to do is when you watch a game like that, you have to look at what the positives are and hope that they work on the negatives. And my biggest positive was if you look at the throws that Trevor was making, they look like some big-time throws. Looked like he was on the same page. I really like his demeanor, and he wasn't the kind of guy that was going to throw his helmet last year, but you can just tell he never quite got on the same page with the coach and the staff that was here at that time. And now with who he has there now, he has someone who knows the position, can relate to him, has brought in people to surround him. I would like to say he looks a lot more calmer this year than last year, but he looked calm last year.
Well, he did.
He's a pro. I mean, he was a pro last year as a rookie, really, the way how he acted. But now you kind of get the sense that he's a little bit more in his comfort zone.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great point. I mean, what he was handed a year ago, a guy never lost in Cartersville, lost just a couple of games at Clemson. I mean, he's a winner. He's a born winner. And to be handed what he was last season and not to completely, at least publicly, freak out is saying something. I think he's had a really good camp. Still a little concerned about a couple of things with Trevor. He misses some easy throws, high percentage throws, which he needs to improve upon, and that'll affect third down, which needs to improve. And certainly, I just talked with John Osher. Apparently today was a good day in the red zone, but that has been a major problem around here for a long time.
It is. And then when you look at how they addressed the wide receiver situation over the offseason, they clearly saw that he needed help, right? And you looked at what he had to throw last year, and you see who he had to throw to. And those guys, man, they were trying their best, but there just was not a lot of windows for him to drop that ball into. Yeah. Some people could say that maybe they were too aggressive in their free agency, but you can't take that money with you. If you don't spend it, it's just going to roll over to the next year. And I'm at the point now we've had so many losing seasons. We have a one winning season, I think, in the last 14, if my stat is right. Spend it. Let's not worry about where we're going to be at 3 years from now. Let's worry about putting a competitive team on the field this year, getting them some wide receiver help, which they did, and let's just let it rip out there.
Who else have you noticed in the 3 games that you've seen?
I really tried to look at ETN, and having not played last year, you're basically getting a bonus draft pick is what you're getting, right? Obviously, when you come off that kind of injury, you want to see if they have the same explosiveness. And just looking at him, they do. The Jaguars have been really smart. They're not showing everything. Listen, it's preseason. They're not going to show all their exotic blitzes. They're not going to open up the playbook and show everything. But if you look at just how he is running and what they're doing out there, I feel really good about where they're at.
We have a ton in common as well. We love the school west of us, about 70 miles or whatever. You going over Saturday?
I am not going over Saturday. I am going to be out of town this week on business, and then I'm taking a week off for vacation. So I was planning on going to New Orleans, and I can't even make that one.
You're going to the other side. You're going deep south.
I am.
As opposed to New Orleans for LSU. All right. I had a chance to get up with Mike Norvell and 3 of the Seminoles last week in Charlotte. It feels different. It feels different, but, again, I've been fooled before. What's your understanding with Florida State going in?
So just looking at them, number one, they look more of the part, right? So if you've been fans as long as we have, we're used to seeing dogs there. I saw something the other day, did we really have Derwin James and Jalen Ramsey in the backfield at the same time? Yes. We had players. I saw another stat from that 2013 team, which ones went to the NFL, and everybody had an NFL logo beside them, right? They haven't had that the last couple of years. So whenever and I'm like you, all I can see is what snippets you see on whatever your personal website of preferences and whatever, you can talk to other media members. But across the board, it looks like that they had bigger, they're stronger. You're hearing great things about their wide receivers. When I look at them last year, wide receivers was not a good area for them. Punt returns and kick returns were atrocious. Whenever you just listen to the media members that are there who actually are at practice every day, those are some of the things that they address is the separation of wide receivers and how they can return punts now. I think also, too, when you have to kind of throw out the COVID year, and I'm not making an excuse for that, but that was such an anomaly. I don't think you could really go off of those results. So if you're going to throw out that year, all you're going to look at is what they did last year.
Mm-hmm.
And after that first month and a half last year, like you, I didn't think they could get any lower than what they did. So really, even though you have to throw out that year, he needs to do something this year. We cannot have another 5 or 6 win season this year. The administration is pouring resources into the facility, not just them, but for all sports. They're trying to stay on the leading edge. They're trying to stay up on realignment. You heard the comments that the president of the university made. So they are invested into the program, but now you have to see results. It's like anything else.
I'm going to make my prediction tomorrow.
I heard.
At Mr. Chubby's, I'm gonna need quite a bit of Tullamore Dew and some Miller Lights before I actually do it. What do you think, record-wise?
I think 7 to 8 wins.
7
I really
to 8?
do. I do.
Okay.
I think 7 to 8 wins. I got a couple places where I think they would come from. You look at the NC State, that's one that they're picking us to lose. I think they could get that one. I really don't want to talk a lot about LSU because they're really kind of a wild card there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
New coach, running back not going to play. Last I heard, I know he was appealing it, but last I heard the running back wasn't going to play. New coaching staff. Let me tell you something. Whenever you bring a new coaching staff in like that, those players that are there, they came from someplace else. And they're probably saying all the right things down there right now, but whenever things get down and they got people yelling at them that they're not used to yelling at them in a game time situation, you don't know how these young men are going to react. So kind of really hard to predict that game. But looking forward, we need to be significantly, not just a little bit, but significantly better than last year.
All right. Tell us about the Electrical Training Alliance, because I swear by this, and you've been with me now for years. It is so incredibly promising to anyone out there who's looking for a career change, high schoolers who maybe college is not for them or they can't afford it. Maybe you're in college right now and you're just struggling. Tell us about the Electrical Training Alliance.
So the Electrical Training Alliance of Jacksonville is a 5-year apprenticeship. Our students work full-time during the daytime. We have over 10 contractors that they work for. They go to school 2 nights a week. So basically, it's earn as you learn, right? So you're learning the theory at night. You're getting to utilize it during the daytime. One of the great things about this concept is there is no student debt. There's no tuition. This isn't a part-time gig. There isn't any kind of job shadowing or internship. You start getting paid from day one whenever you get in there. You know how much money you're going to make every single year. Every single year of apprenticeship has a certain pay scale that's allotted to it. And whenever you finish the apprenticeship, you can make right now over $80,000 when you include all the benefits that are involved.
Everything's changing. When I got in the radio 30 years ago, every radio station had disc jockeys, all right? You had several sports radio and news talk stations. For the most part, they're gone, except for local coverage like we have here. There isn't a lot of DJs left. That's not the case when it comes to electrical work. It's never going to go away.
That's right, and we really found this out during the pandemic when we had interviews. We had a lot of young men and women that interviewed with us that was working as servers at some very high-end restaurants and was making some really good money. And whenever the pandemic hit and they didn't have a job, they realized pretty quickly from their spouse or their parents, whoever, they need to learn some kind of trade, some kind of craft that's always going to be employable, and that's what electricians are.
Danny Van Sickle, tell us the best way for anyone out there listening right now to get a hold of you and the great product that you have right now with Electrical Training Alliance.
Best thing to do is go to our website. It is etajax.org, and we're taking applications all year. We have a cutoff in November for a January class that we're going to start. Normally we stop them in May, but we're going to start a class in January, and that deadline is November 8th for the January class. So get those applications in and give the electrical trade a try.
All right, we'll be talking with you throughout. That's Danny Van Sickle, again, with the Electrical Training Alliance. Give us that address one more time.
etajax.org.
Good to see you, man. Who wins more games this year, Florida State or the Jaguars? We'll see you next time at a live remote. You can have a couple of cocktails before you give me that answer.
You got it.
I know that's a tough one. Imagine that as a bet. Just throw it down right now. Who wins more, Jaguars, Florida State? Heck, you can throw Florida in that as well. We're out of here. Thank you to Danny Van Sickle. Thank you to John Osher. Remember, tomorrow, 6 to 8, live from Mr. Chubby's in Ponte Vedra. I don't check the text line. If you want to get a hold of me, get me on Twitter, Ballou1010XL. For JJ, I am Rick Ballou. We'll talk tomorrow at 6.
And you've seen our ability to drive the ball and time of possession and keep drives going has been great. But in order to win these games, you got to score more points.
Bevan wants to throw. Now he's going to run.